Hello everyone, and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Tete and I am an Erasmus Mundus alumni. I graduated this year with a master's degree in advanced development in social work. So in my previous videos, before I move on, thank you all for your feedback for the previous videos. I know we are just getting started, but the feedback has been amazing. It hasn't necessarily been on YouTube, but I think the YouTube family base is growing day by day. But I've been getting a lot of feedback from WhatsApp and other social media platforms. So thank you very much for the subscriptions and the comments and the likes as well. I appreciate them all. Okay, so in my previous video, hear me keep on mentioning statement of purpose and then CV and the like. I realized that just jumping into them would be like jumping the broom. So in today's video, I just wanted to list down and talk about the general requirements that you need before you can apply for your Erasmus Mundus scholarships. So we are going to talk about the general requirements that you need. There are about 5, 6, 7 or 8 of them. It basically depends on the program, but there are some general things that you need in order for you to apply. So we are going to get into them in this video. So before I continue, kindly hit on the subscription button and then like this video as well. Do what to recommend for a friend as well, and let's begin the study abroad journey. Okay, so before you can apply for the Erasmus Mundus Masters programs, there are some requirements that you need before you can apply for this master's degree. So like I said, it is a master's degree. So before you can apply for this master's degree, you should be a graduate. That is, you should have your bachelor's degree. So once you have your bachelor's degree, I can move on and proceed and let you know about the things that you need. The first thing that you need before you can apply for this Erasmus Mundus program or even any study abroad program is your passport. So I'm talking from a Ghanaian perspective. So as a Ghanaian, you should have your passport, and that is the first thing that you need. And I know getting passports in Ghana in the past used to be a difficult task, but now I think it's kind of in between there, because you apply online for an amount of 100 cedis, you apply, you pay, and then once you pay and then you fill in the forms online, you can book your date where you go for your picture to be taken and then your biometrics taken. Usually they tell you to come back in a month or two, but maybe you come back in like let's say 4 months, 5 months. That way you do not get disappointed when you go for your passport. So maybe if you haven't got your passport, you should get that now. I would say I would put the link in the how to apply for a passport link in my description, but as I know, I'm not allowed to pin any description, so I would create all the links that you would need, and I'll put it in the comment section, so you can check out the comment section. If you do not know how to apply for a passport, it will take you directly to the page where you can pay your 100 cedis and then apply for a Ghanaian passport. So now that you have your passport, the next thing that you need, it's your certificate. That is your graduate certificate. So once you graduate from school, you make sure that you go to the administration of your school or maybe your department, and then make sure that you have your graduate certificate, which states that you have successfully graduated from your bachelor's program. Once you have your graduate certificate, also make sure that you request for a transcript. You request for your transcript. So those of us that went to the University of Ghana are requesting for a transcript. We first go to the cash office, and then we pay an amount where they give you a receipt. And then once you have your receipt, you go to, I think, the registry. There's a room there. I have forgotten the room number, but you go to the registry and then you make sure that you request for your transcript. Usually you get it in a few days, and that's done. But I don't know for the other schools, but make sure that you have your academic transcript. Once you have your academic transcript, there are some language requirements. For most programs, Ghana is exempted. Okay, not for most programs. For the programs that I know, for some of the programs that I know, Ghana is exempted from providing the English language test, that is the IELTS or the Duolingo or the TOEFL. Yes, Ghana is exempted because they recognize Ghana as a native English-speaking country. But however, some programs require you to have your English language test, like the IELTS and the others. For instance, in my program, the host institution was Aalborg University, and according to the regulations of Aalborg University, I didn't really have to provide an English language test, but per the consortium rules, I had to provide an English language test. But the good thing with my program was that you could apply for the program and then know your standing. Once you know your standing, if you have been selected, whether you've been selected or you have been rejected, once you know that you are selected, the English language test becomes a requirement. So I only did the IELTS after I had confirmed my scholarship. You get it? So it's not like I wrote the IELTS before I applied. I only wrote the IELTS after I knew that I was getting the scholarship. But this is not the case for all programs. So the English language requirement, we can put an asterisk by it. It is based on the program. Some programs exempt you, because I know a friend who also did another social work with children in the family, and then Ghana was exempted from the English language requirements. So that is it. And also another thing you can do is you can go to the language center of your university and ask for an English proficiency letter. Once you have that, you can also email the coordinator and then say you have an English language proficiency letter, and ask them if it is sufficient enough to pass as an English language requirement test. And then the feedback they give you is what you are going to go by. That's lovely. So now we've spoken about your passport, your transcript, your graduate certificate, and then your English language test. The next thing we are going to talk about is your CV or your resume. So like I said, with most applications for the Erasmus Mundus program, what they need is the Europass CV. So the Europass CV is like a European Union based format, European Union format CV. Okay, so it's in the format of the European Union, and they have a website where you can register. And once you register and you log in, you just input your details, and then the website automatically generates your CV for you. But it depends on the information that you put in. So for the Europass CV, tomorrow I'm going to post a video about the step-by-step. We are going to log into the website together, and then we are going to input the details. Then we see how we are going to generate the Europass CV. So now that you have your CV, you need your statement of purpose or your letter of motivation. Why are you applying for this program? Why should you be selected for this program? This is one of the most important things when it comes to applying for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Your reason for applying should be clear. The reason why you should select it should be clear. And that is another thing, another requirement that we would go into details. So once we are done with the Europass CV, the next video that we are going to do is about the letter of motivation, and then how you should structure it to make sure that you answer all the specific questions that the admissions committee have in mind when they are reading this letter. With my program per se, they had questions for me to answer, and that was my letter of motivation. They asked questions in relation to social work and how I am going to apply my skills after graduation. But some schools don't have those questions that are going to guide you. So we need to have like a general way that you can write your letter of motivation that sounds convincing enough to bag you this scholarship. With some programs as well, they ask you for proof of residence. So when you hear proof of residence, it's not anything scary. Proof of residence basically means that a letter that shows where you reside. So usually you can get that letter from where you work or where you school. And basically the person writing the letter should state that they have known you for this number of years and that this is your residence address. That is all. It's just a basic letter. So with that, we are going to get into that also in another standard video, and then I'm going to give you a template about that letter and how you can format yours as well. For some programs, they require your senior high school certificate. So that is another requirement, your senior high school certificate. That is your WASI certificate. It's not all programs, because for my program like this, I didn't have to use my high school certificate, but I know for other programs where you would need your high school certificate. So make sure that you also have your high school certificate with you that you can use in the application process if need be. Another requirement that some programs need is the writing sample. For instance, in my program, I didn't need the writing sample because I was asked some basic questions. I was asked some specific questions that I had to answer in an essay form, so that they used that to judge my writing skills. But for other programs, they might need a writing sample. So the writing sample basically entails something academic that you have written. So usually what most people use is like a chapter, or they summarize their long essay. That is the project you did during your undergraduate. That is dissertation or thesis. No, dissertation is for PhD, sorry. So your thesis or your long essay, what you did during your undergraduate studies, any academic work that you did, because they want to see your academic writing skills. So that is one of the things that some programs require. It is based on the program, so you just have to check the program requirements, and I did that in my previous video where we talked about how to apply for courses, how to look through the Erasmus Mundus catalog. So if you've not watched it yet, you can just go back and then watch that video, and then you check the program requirements and know what you need to apply for your specific program that you are interested in. So basically, these are the general requirements or the general documents that you need in order to apply for any Erasmus Mundus program. Once you have these things in place, applying to the program won't be difficult for you. You have all these things, and remember, it's for free. You are not paying any application fee. So once you have these documents, you check the requirements for your program, and then you start the application process. I know some people might have difficulties getting these documents, but you should make your best effort to get these documents. And once you have these documents, you get into the application process, and then by the grace of God, I hope and I pray that you get into the program of your choice. So in my subsequent videos, like I said, we are going to get into details into some of the requirements that you need, because we need to expatiate on those requirements. And I believe you are going to be informed, and then you are going to make an informed decision when it comes to your Erasmus Mundus scholarship application. So thank you for having me for today, and then do well to recommend this video for a friend as well. I'll catch you on the flip side. Stay blessed. I'm out.